The first card is a Nine of Wands. Second card, the Emperor. I have a Queen of Cups. I have a Five of Cups. A Four of Wands. I have the Moon. This is a Seven of Wands. A Nine of Swords. And then a Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so this is very interesting. Quite a big number of wands, and you have two major arcana here that are very important. We have the Emperor and then the Moon. But you have everything. You have swords here. We have some air, which is your element. So looking at what's going on, three wands, two cups, and a pentacle, and a card with swords here. So a little bit of everything. But what I'm getting here, my initial impression when I looked at the cards was a little bit of worry and fear that keeps cropping up. I see all these wonderful possibilities. For instance, you have this Four of Wands right in the middle of your spread. New growth and opportunities, a cause for celebration. And then I also get in your future, I get this Ten of Pentacles, which means a happy home life. I get the feeling that there's some good things happening in your relationship, but you're still worried about things that happened in the past. Look at these look at these cards here. It's very interesting because the Nine of Wands and Seven of Wands are they correspond to each other in that the Nine of Wands is about being defensive, preparing to take on an obstacle because of things that happened in the past. Because you see the wands are behind her. Okay? But then you have a Seven of Wands, and you see this person getting ready to fight as well, and anticipating obstacles, but this time things that might happen in the future. Okay? It's sort of like a test, going through a challenge. And so there are two challenges here that are happening for you. Not two different challenges, but I see things from this Nine of Wands in the past. This is in your past influences, where I think that you've been going through relationship struggles because of issues you and a partner, or you and someone of interest, have gone through from the past, and now you're protecting yourself. You're on guard. And then you have this Seven of Wands here in your future, to where you feel a need to defend yourself. You feel that you are going to face another challenge, maybe the same one that you faced in the past. And so it seems like both these cards, the common message or the common theme of these two cards, Nine of Wands and Seven of Wands, is being on guard and facing obstacles. And then you have this sort of internal worry and regret with the Five of Cups, which is the card of loss and feeling sorry. Then you have the Moon, which is subconscious desires. And once again, the Moon is also about sensing fear, sensing danger, right? So this is what's going on in your present in spite of this Four of Wands. And then in your future, your element comes up with the air, and all of a sudden you're worried again. Okay? And maybe it's someone else who's putting up defenses here, who's not letting you in, who's blocking you. Okay. And anyone with fire energy, they can be like that, that they're very fierce and passionate and ready to, hold up arms, and they're just ready. Sometimes it's expressed in a fiery temper. Sometimes it's extreme defensiveness and a need to protect themselves. But I do feel that maybe some of you Geminis are struggling with someone who might be very impatient, and that maybe you're dealing with them attacking you. And I'm not talking about physical attack, but maybe you and this person are at odds right now. And so I think that's interesting just based on what I'm seeing here. But this theme of defensiveness and worry, it's coming across with you, and it's definitely coming across with this other person. So there are some issues here. And so it's interesting that near the end of the spread, you have this wonderful Ten of Pentacles here, as if it was to reassure you that everything was going to go okay. But what I am seeing here, especially in your past influences, and this Emperor has been showing up a lot, no matter how much I shuffle and just mix up the cards. This Emperor has been showing up a lot in the previous spreads where, we have defensiveness. This Nine of Wands seems to be facing off with this Emperor. The Emperor is an authority. The Emperor is someone in charge. And it can also represent a husband, a father, the head of the household. And that doesn't necessarily mean it cannot be a woman. So I'm not making I'm not trying to make any sexist judgment here, but we're definitely looking at an authority figure here. And then it seems like also facing off with a Queen of Cups. Someone with water energy, someone who's emotional. And so I'm just getting a sense that there's some defensiveness here. Emotions, feelings are at risk here. And so when I see this Queen of Cups followed by the Five of Cups, I'm getting, from those two cups, I'm getting a sense of being emotionally hurt over something. And that's why we have all these cards with being guarded and all this worry that's surrounding the Four of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles is about prosperity and happiness and stability in the family. So I will say this. I think you have cause to worry sometimes. I think that this other person has probably put you through a lot. Sometimes what's coming to me is that sometimes this person flips on you and you don't even know why. Or this person, some of you might have a partner or a person that you're dating who's making accusations. And someone who can be a little bit controlling here with the Emperor. And you feel that you need to protect yourself. And so when I look at this Five of Cups, feeling sorry, having regrets, and then the Moon, these two things are on either side of the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is a happy card. And it's in the center of your spread. It's not about necessarily, the Four of Wands is about celebration and a happy event that finally comes and finally that finally occurs. You've been waiting for this. And so I get a sense that there are commitment issues. There are things that some of you Geminis are really hoping and wishing for. I think that there have been some speed bumps with this other person. And as I said, I get a sense, my intuition is telling me some of you have been dealing with someone who's been inconsistent and defensive. It's hard to talk to this person. It's hard to get them to emotionally open up because they have to guard their emotions. That's one way that I'm seeing these two cups here, these two cards with cups. And so a lot of unconscious fears are coming to the surface. And the moon is definitely, the moon is definitely about subconscious fears and being on guard and preparing for danger. And I feel like in this relationship there's a lot of tension where this other person who is so emotionally unavailable or on lockdown, they are constantly trying to set their boundaries, and they're constantly avoiding taking a risk and opening up to the relationship. That's definitely what I'm feeling here. So throughout this present and throughout the past, a lot of drama here, a little bit of drama here that might be affecting the relationship. But I just get the feeling that for some reason you and this person need to have a sit down. You need to have an extended conversation and just really resolve whatever's making this person defensive in the relationship, making them run away, making them unavailable. Because this Ten of Pentacles Pentacles are always about stability, and I just get a sense that there's a relationship that underneath is very stable, and both of you don't want to leave the relationship. But, I think that you and this person are going to get past these obstacles, but I see it as a communication issue and a resolution of the past. But I also feel, Gemini, that you need to once and for all get past these fears and get past the worry. And when I look at the future, I get a sense that the reason that you're going through this Nine of Swords is because someone, this person, this partner, sort of lashed out at you. You two might have an argument or a disagreement, and it's just going to be a big setback for you. But I don't think you should let that be a setback. But I also don't think that you should let this person push you around a little bit. They either need to open up or not. But also Geminis and most air signs are also very well known for also putting up their defenses as well, for pulling back or running away or walking away. And so it seems like you and this other person might be at odds here. One of you has to step forward and open up so that this energy of the Ten of Pentacles, I think that's what's at issue here. This Four of Wands and this Ten of Pentacles is telling me that there's a relationship here at stake, but both of you are doing this, it seems like you're both in your separate corners, and then you come out swinging and fighting, or at least this other person does. This person kind of sees this as a fighting situation where they need to defend themselves. There's going to either be a winner or a loser, and I think there needs to be a sense of you two working together in this relationship. But I do get a sense of your frustration and your fears about the relationship, and I think mentally it's kind of taking your toll. I would suggest you might want to be on guard and protect yourself. I think that's why the moon is showing up. I think that for some of you, you're dealing with situations where there are limitations. There seems to be some long-standing issues that you can't control or get past, because remember, the Emperor's authority, you can never push back against authority. Authority is it's the energy of you're in the situation, you can't control it, you can't change it, and you have to deal with it. Okay, but sometimes this can mean that there's someone that you're allowing to control your life and control your emotions. So the biggest thing that I'm getting from you, Gemini, for you, is that there's another person who's constantly putting you on the edge. And who kind of, instead of seeing you as a loving partner, they're just constantly running away. They have their own issues. They're not taking care of their own issues. They're not handling their business. And so this Ten of Pentacles is sort of indicating that perhaps you two will get past it. I'm not sure. This Ten of Pentacles could indicate that this seems to be a long-term relationship that's at stake, and that there's going to be a lot of drama that might be in the relationship, or an argument with this partner. So let me see. Okay, I have a Seven of Wands reversed, and that's interesting. Seven of Pentacles reverse. And Seven of Pentacles, this is usually the card of waiting. It's the card of patience. And I think what the Oracle is saying here, that this situation that's in reverse, it means that there's going to be a delay. That there are things in this relationship that you're hoping will happen, but they're not going to happen right away. Keep in mind, Pentacles are very, very slow. Okay? And 10 is the number of completion. This is the finish line. It means that you've achieved success in a happy home, and in your job, and in your family. And so when the Seven of Pentacles reversed comes along, it's indicating a little bit of a setback. And so that setback to me seems to be about someone's willingness to move forward once and for all. And this person who's still causing a lot of worry, as indicated with this Five of Cups, the Moon, and the Nine of Swords together, a lot of emotional worries, a lot of lingering issues in the relationship. But it seems like you're trying to work on it, and this other person just continues being defensive. And so there's going to be a bit of a delay. Now, I'm not saying anything permanent for now. What I am seeing is, for some of you Geminis, an obstacle in communication, and also the other person having some issues here where they need to put their wand down and open up and stop making it difficult. Stop trying to control you, and stop projecting their insecurities on you. That's what I'm feeling here. Okay. So, Gemini, that was your reading. And I'm going to be promoting a new reading, a new tarot reading for my services. It is the Grand Romany Tarot Spread. And it's an hour reading, and it's available for phone readings only. I won't be doing videos. But some of you have requested longer times, because the longest time I have for my readings is 45 minutes. And I've posted a video in this month's playlist that kind of explains it. So you might want to check it out and make an appointment. I will still have limited hours, but yes, I will be offering 1 hour readings by phone for the month of September. So I hope you're doing well. I hope you've enjoyed your summer. And thank you so much for your support as always. I hope to see you on YouTube, and I hope to hear from you if you're interested in a reading. So take care, and I wish you love and light.